Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Dambo. First of all, I wanted to thank everyone that has been watching my videos and liking and subscribing. I'm completely new to the game, I'm completely new to this community, and it's very nice to be part of it. People have been very nice in the comments and everything, so yeah, thank you. So yeah, a long time ago, people asked me to do a deck profile on my Charmer deck. So I wanted to show you a little bit of how it works. I will try to do it as fast as possible. Um, I like to call this my black and white Charmers because I play Dark and Lina for taking control of the monsters. These two cards can be changed for a specific decks that you're playing against. If you're playing against Salamangreat, just change it for Hita. Or even you cannot play it at all. It's kind of a preference thing in my opinion. But the way I play Charmers are like always doing something around these two cards. So I love these two cards, especially in Master Duel because they're the most common attributes. So yeah, I played two of them. Now, this is a flip effect, so you don't want to have more than one in your in the deck. You don't want any of them in your hand. You want to use them with unpossessed, so they don't get destroyed, and you can activate the effect properly. So yeah, you don't want to have more than one of each one, or like even just one if you're just playing, like against Salamangreat or something. Just playing one Hita, you don't even need two. Unless you want to. Like I usually play two just to keep summoning it if I lose it, if it gets destroyed. Then I play 3 Ash Blossoms. It's the only hand trap I play because I'm not a big fan of hand traps. I like to keep, like the main thing of the deck to be the archetype and stuff, but it's just a preference thing. Like I will tell you which stuff you can get out and just play the other ones. The other hand traps. I play 6 familiar possessed. I like to play the 6 of them. It's as well. It's just a preference thing. It's not the most optimal thing, I will say. But I like to have all the attributes. I really like the archetype. I like to have it in its full. These monsters are basically vanilla monsters. The effect are not very easily activated. You will need to have the other Charmers, and they will use a lot of space. So it's not that useful. But I still would recommend to play at least 4 of them, the 4 main ones. So you can, have synergy with the other spells and traps, so all the support. Then I just play 1 Fairy Tail Luna because it's an ultra rare and I want to spend more money. As you can see, it's already kind of expensive, a lot of ultra rares and super rares. So, I'm not a big fan of its effects. You can search the other familiar possessed cards, but if you're already playing 6, you're mostly confident you will get it. It's not always, but most of the times you're gonna get one of these familiar possessed. So, and the second effect, at the beginning I was using it more, but it puts you in disadvantage so many times. I prefer not to play it, not to use the second effect. So yeah, I just played 1. Maybe if you don't play all the familiar possessed as I do, you can play 2 if you feel like it. If you really feel the need to search for familiar possessed cards. Then I play 3 Nefarious. This is amazing card. Basically I use it for summoning this one, but the effect in the graveyard has a lot of synergy with unpossessed cards. So with unpossessed traps. So yeah, it's just perfect. Like you can, at the end of the opponent's turn, you can destroy one of your own monsters, summon this one, and then you can activate unpossessed and summon whatever you want. It's like a very good strategy. It helps a lot to just bring whatever you need to search any monsters you're looking for. Then 3 gigabytes. You can change the gigabytes and Renryu ratios, but I just really enjoy how they can save your ass. Like Gigabyte and Renryu, like they bring each other out, and then you can bring Nefarious, and you keep having a defense. If somebody's trying to OTK you, they destroy Gigabyte, you bring Renryu, and it just keeps defending you. And it's a good way to search for Nefarious and keep bringing the other stuff. Then I play the 2 Renryus, as I explained, because of the synergy with Gigabyte and everything, and yeah, all of the familiars can be special summoned when you have a spellcaster already summoned on the field. So it's just an easy way to get a lot of summons. If you get one spellcaster and one of each of the familiars, you're gonna have lots of fun summoning. Then I play two of these ones. You can play just one if you feel like it, but I like to play two so I can make sure I will get unpossessed on the field. That's the main reason I have it. Awakening of the Possessed has two effects. The first one allows you to bring one level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard to special summon it again, which is great because you will use this one and one of the one spellcaster to be able to summon it. So you can just bring back one of the materials you used to summon it. And then the other effect is that when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can bring one of the other spell traps familiar possessed, which is amazing. You can the other awakening of the possessed versions of the cards, Gagigobite I think it is, and Ranryu. They all have the same effect, but I feel like not having this special summoning back your materials is it's kind of a downgrade from this card. So I like to play two of these ones and not the other ones. I used to play the other ones, especially Narifier. I find it very fun, but it's not that good, not that consistent. Yeah, this one is 1,000 times better. Witchcrafter Golem Aruru, amazing card if you can play two. Witchcrafter saves your ass a lot of times. It's like emergency I fucked up button, kind of. No, not always, but it's an emergency button, definitely. You can have like if you have like one familiar possessed or any spellcaster, they attack you, they target you, pap, Golem Aruru, and you take one of their cards back to their hand. Works amazingly, it saves your ass. If you really want to have this card in your hand, I would recommend to play two. Gizme Kakaku is kind of a tech of mine because I have this card in real life. I started using it and I just like it. It's a good way to get rid of hard monsters, like annoying monsters that are not being destroyed by anything, are immune to everything. So except targeting, yeah. I think you have to target it. Yeah. But still, it's a good summon. It's a free summon. I just like this card to have it around. Yeah, if you can just not play this one if you feel like it, but it's just an easy summon. Like if the opponent doesn't have something in the extra monster zone, you can have, and very easily. Like all of this can be summoned easily, especially with special summons of the familiars. So yeah, you can always get Kakuo out, and it's gonna help you a lot. Yeah, I used to play two of them, but I think just one. It's just a tech. It's just for fun. Raigeki. Yeah, Feather. Yeah, I play Raigeki. I like Raigeki for summoning afterwards the stuff with the links, And the Feather, of course, Monster Reborn. It's very good, especially in a deck that lacks consistency. Like if everything gets destroyed and you can like get two summons and then bring everything out, because otherwise if you just get everything gets destroyed and you next hand you just get a Gigabyte, you summon Gigabyte and it's done, nothing else to do. But if you have Monster Reborn, you can bring Gigabyte, bring something back, and then keep summoning. So Monster Reborn, very good for this deck. Awakening of the Possessed, amazing card. I think you should play 3 of them because you can accumulate the 300 attack that the monsters get for each attribute, summing up to 900 for each attribute, which is crazy. You will almost never get the 3 of them out, but at least 2. Yeah, it's okay. It can happen, and you will always need this card in your hand because because of the second effect that allows you to draw 1 card every time you special summon a spellcaster of 1850 original attack. So very useful. And then and it makes all your familiar possessed and charmer cards immune to card effects. So yeah, Awakening of the Possessed, I think it's for sure at 3. Then I have 1 super for super poly for the Anaconda, Double or Nothing for the Utopia combo. Then I just play 2 Spirit Charmers because I really don't like to have this card in my first hand, because usually the first hand the opponent has Ash Blossom, it's always a mess. Heavy Storm Duster, yeah. Possessed Partnerships, I play 2 of them. This card is very good as well, allows you to special summon from your graveyard, from your hand, and if you have 2 different attributes, it destroys 1 face-up card on the field. which is great to get rid of, continuous traps, fields, stuff like that. You don't have anything else on this deck that does that in the main deck, so for me it's very important to have this card at least at 2. And you can search it with the other cards, you can search it with Awakening of the Possessed, you can search it with Spirit Charmers, so it's okay at 2. Solemn Strike, I just have this one. I'm not a big fan of filling my deck with generic stuff. I like the archetype, so I'm just playing this one. We got it for free. It does its job. I like it. Then I play 2 Unpossessed. I would like to change this one at 3 maybe. This is for me the most important support spell trap that this deck has. Without this one you cannot do anything. It keeps the deck alive. Basically if a monster of yours gets destroyed, you can summon another one. Like okay, you can summon a special summon one spellcaster monster, but basically all of them are spellcaster monsters. And if you're playing Magistus, this actually allows you to get Zoroa. It's amazing. So I really like this one. And for me, one of the most important parts of this card is that it allows you to it makes your Charmer cards indestructible by battle. So you can actually use this one. You can literally use the Unpossessed effect to bring them, and then they're immediately indestructible by battle. And yeah, you can use the effect, the flip effect, without the fear of the card getting destroyed. So yeah, Unpossessed is a must. Even 3, I will say, not 2, even 3. Oh yeah, Unpossessed Partnerships has a third effect that allows you to bring back Unpossessed. Oh well, any possessed magic trap. And Unpossessed has another effect, I think. Oh yeah, it gives 800 attack during damage calculation to your familiar possessed. It has been useful a couple of times, but not as much as the first and the last effect that I think they're like they're amazing and they're a must in this deck. Then for the extra deck, we have Starving Venom. For the Anaconda, we got the Utopia combo. We got this is the OTK, kind of risky, but that's the basic OTK, and you will almost always be able to do it because the familiars are level 4 and the familiar possessed are level 4, so you can like special summon both of them. Special summon some normal summon one and special summon the other one, and easy Utopia. The Nightmare cards, we got Phoenix and we got Unicorn. And we got all of the Link Charmers that are available to us. We are still missing Dark Charmer, sadly. Hopefully it will get soon to Master Duel because it's kind of a must as well for this deck. You will need all of these ones except Area, I will say. It's not that common to see water monsters. But what's the use of these ones is to bring back monsters from your opponent's side, and then you can link Selene, and then you can use Selene's effect to bring another spellcaster, and then you can bring access code. Super easy. It's the most common combo you're gonna get with these cards, with this deck. We got Anaconda here for getting rid of annoying monsters as well. This is perfect for that. We all know it. So it's just there, and it has saved my ass many times. So there is indestructible monsters, immune monsters, Anaconda, and yeah, for me it's a must in a deck that is so inconsistent like this one. This makes it consistent because it's just 2 effect monsters, and you will have a lot of effect monsters summoned without any problem. And then I have Unchained Abomination. I usually don't summon it because, of course, access code it's better, but yeah, it's there just in case. The same with Abyss Dweller. If there is like a situation where I need it, they're here and they're easy to summon. It's basically the same process as access code, and Abyss Dweller the same process as Utopia. So yeah, that will be it. That's for my deck. Maybe you're noticing I'm missing, the fields, Spellcaster's Valley. How is it? Spellcaster Valley or Ichirin. If you want to use one of them, just Ichirin. Don't use a Spellcaster, it's too risky. Like if they get rid of your Spellcaster monsters, forget it. You cannot search, you cannot activate this. Yeah, you're fucked. So it's better to not use Spellcaster's Valley. No, how is it? Spellcaster's Valley? Ichirin is a lot better if you have a 1500 defense monster. Defense Spellcaster, which is basically all of the familiar possessed and charmer cards. you're ensuring that your opponent cannot activate their first effect monster. So I think that's just a much better field if you are looking to use a field, and then you can add one terraforming and stuff like that. The reason I don't use it anymore it's because I prefer to use other strategies. As you can see, I'm more concentrated on taking control. I'm more focused on taking control of opponents' monsters and stuff like that. So that's why I took it out. But definitely a very good card. And yeah, as well, it lets you search for the familiars. Never use that effect, but the first effect is amazing. You can block an Ash Blossom, for example. But yeah, that will be it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned. I will be uploading a video on my NR Charmers pretty soon. Hope it was useful. Bye. Thank you.